Ronnie and I are back from Team 25 Europe, and we have some exciting news to cover for you from the Team 25 Europe Founders Keynote. So if you missed the keynote or you just want to share what the heck that we're talking about, we're going to be breaking down some awesome announcements for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and we're kicking things off with talking about skills. Ronnie, what do skills mean to you, and how are these different from actions from an agent?
Skills, the first thing I want to say how they're different from action from agent is they're usable by agents, but they don't have to be used by agents. They could also be used by people in the Rovo chat on their own to initiate different actions. And the second thing I'd call out different about them is they're not limited to the traditional Rovo world of all your productivity tools. If something has MCP server backend that you could hook into, you could, in theory, integrate it with Rovo now and use that. The classic example we use multiple times over in Europe was Domino's Pizza.
I want to ask Ro, order me a pizza and have a pizza show up in 20 minutes or less.
And in theory, that is possible using some of the endpoints available from Domino's.
Assuming they get them. So Domino's, if you're watching, we're waiting.
Please.
I just want to
I
go
need
Robo
to
pizza party.
spam Alex with pizza.
But the skills is exciting, a little confusing to me because the reason I asked you what's the difference between the robo action and the skill, and that is because like when I've explained to people, here's how you make a robo agent, right? There's obviously the prompt, but there's the action inside the robo agent. If you try to give the agent too much, right? If you try to tell the agent to like try to end world hunger, that agent is going to fall flat on its face, right? You have to be micro specific on what you want that agent to do because that agent can do basically one thing and then only one thing. Even though Atlassian wants you to think that it can end world hunger, it can't, right? It can really do one good thing really, really well. But these skills, I feel like allow you to do that micro tiny little thing, but you can stack them. So now your agent doesn't need to know how to do one thing, but needs to know how to reference skills that then enable it to do many one little things. And that's how I read it, and that's how I saw it. What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't think that's a bad take. I mean, this is the kind of thing when we're programming, we look at what code are we reusing that we could then put into a function where we only have to work on it one place, but we can reference it wherever we need it. Skills kind of does that in one direction. But again, I also think about that usability of just slash commands because this is what it immediately reminded me of is back when Slack first started and you would have these various apps that would add slash commands so you could then slash me do whatever or slash pizza or whatever your slash command was. It felt very much like that, but the agents were also able to use it, which means the agents were, to your point, able to stack them and power them up.
Now, I may have missed this during the keynote, but if you look closely, these look like they're all official skills, as in this is a skill made by Atlassian for Confluence. This is a general Atlassian thing, not specific to one product. This is coming from Microsoft Teams. Are we as Atlassian administrators, aka Rovo admins, going to be able to make our own skills, or are
That
we
was
dependent?
That was my understanding is we'd be able to create our own skills as an agent. Basically create an agent that does something very micro specific. We could set that up as a skill and then we could have other agents reference that skill. But also to that page you were on, they had Asana, which Atlassian has never worked well with Asana, with the exception of how do I migrate you from Asana into Atlassian.
Right, but
Um,
I think it does go to show the good faith that Atlassian's like your teams might still be on other tools, and we just want the data to work.
yeah. And I thought that was a big point that I don't think a lot of people caught on to.
Yeah, but as you can see here, what I'm showing on the screen here, this is an agent that we have, right? So the agent itself will have a skills section
Mhm.
that then basically enables the agent to do something. Again, it's going to be an interesting thing if Atlassian to see how much power Atlassian actually gives us. But assuming that we can make a skill for literally anything, this is again very scary yet very exciting at the same time because Gone will be the days where you as a Jira admin just need to worry about statuses and custom fields, right? You will need to figure out, okay, how do I make skills? And what kind of skills are beneficial for my company? And what kind of skills are
Mhm.
beneficial for my individual teams? So a lot coming there and very excited, but again, very cautiously nervous because the workload and the new skills that you need to have, no pun intended with skills here, but the new, technical traits that you need to have as an Atlassian administrator is changing by the minute, by the second almost.
I am just waiting on the announcement for the Rovo ACP exam.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna need one, right? Because it's just gonna be impossible. Like, I just feel like all those other skills that we have are great, and I think it's
Again,
gonna
not intended.
not intended, pun not intended, but right. But it's very important traits to have as an administrator. But Atlassian is going to change this quite a bit. And I talked to Dave Meyer a little bit about this, right? Because it seems like I don't know if it's be hard to figure out where they put it in here, right? But Atlassian Intelligence, or at least Rovo, no, I don't want to get too far. Rovo showed something interesting, right? Where it'll basically create Jira spaces for you, and it's going to be pre-configured the way you need it. Again, all of this is theoretical, folks. Like, I don't think Atlassian is ready to deliver on these promises yet, but there is a day where I can envision you just need a project, right? We're going to Team 26 Anaheim, and we need a project with the right workflows, the right statuses, the right fields to capture our trip. It'll go and look at all of our Confluence documentation. It'll go look at our lessons learned from Team 25 Anaheim and go, here's how to fix all these things and set us up with the right template, right? So if your job as a Jira admin is to set those things up, that's going to go away over time, I think, right? I don't think
Mhm.
it's immediate, but give it another 12, 18, 24 months, that's going away. This stuff, the skills, the prompting, the agents, the connectors, right? Like getting Jira to or Atlassian to talk with your Outlook, with your HubSpot, with your Asana, to your other tools, to your Dominoes, right? That's going to be your new job.
Exactly. So I always said the best thing you could do as an admin is stay curious. Definitely the situation where staying curious will be to your benefit.
Absolutely. So, anyways, folks, the future looks bright though for the Atlassian administrator. So, I would just start brushing up on your skills now because um, if you're dependent, right? If you're only and this is even more true for our DC admins, Ronnie. Like, who
Mhm.
cares about a database? Who cares about your firewall at this point, right? You're not opening ports. You're not doing any patches that's whatsoever as an Atlassian administrator. In the cloud, your skills are very, very different. Very, very different.
Absolutely.
Very different hire as well, right? Like, you're not hiring a systems administrator to do anything in Atlassian cloud going forward.
The me of 2012 or 2013 when I first started with Atlassian would not have been hired for that role
Yeah.
if based on what you need to know today.
But it's also a different set of again, we're just overusing the word skill here, but it's a different type of engineer, if you will, because you do still need to have technical knowledge of how these tools are going to interconnect in the AI world. And I think it's wise if you want to succeed with Atlassian. I wouldn't be watching what Atlassian's doing right now. I'd be watching what OpenAI is doing. I'd be watching what Cursor is doing. All these leaders in AI, and figure out how you can get skilled over there because you're just gonna fold the Atlassian tools into your stack, right? But and Google has Studio, Microsoft has a Studio, right? OpenAI has a Studio, right? All these major players have AI studios now, right? Atlassian's not the only one with a studio, and so you're basically going to become an AI engineer, like like a robot, robotic engineer, right? You're going to make agents. That's going to be your job.
I like the term Robotnik better. I think you were right
Robotic
the first time.
be a robotic engineer. That is going to be your job, right? That's
Mhm.
essentially what you're going to do. And your skills are again, Atlassian is just going to be one piece of the puzzle. I do think you're going to be expected to be able to make agents for Jipity, for Cursor, for Claude, for Copilot, for
Gemini.
Gemini. Yeah, you're just going to have to know how to do all these things. And I think the wide net is going to be cast for how you add value to your company. So
Yep.
I'm calling you here, Ronnie. What do you think?
I mean, I don't disagree. If you're not learning Rovo, if you're not learning AI in general right now, you are behind the curve.
Robotniks. You need to become a Robotnik. All right, folks, hit that subscribe button, drop a like. Let us know what you think about these announcements and our predictions. And shout out to ServiceRocket for making this possible and sponsoring us to go to this amazing trip to Europe and bringing all this content to you. So show them some love. Links down in the description, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, and catch you next time. The future of Atlassian Consulting is flexible, and Crew Member by ServiceRocket is leading the way. This program connects top Atlassian freelancers with larger, more impactful projects while providing growth opportunities through certifications, community support, and even a pathway to entrepreneurship. If you're ready to grow your career and make a bigger impact, visit the link in our description and apply today.